Right. That's the chat window sorted out slightly. So, not that anybody's watching, but I've decided to stream a little bit of Sir, You Are Being Hunted. Mostly because today I was originally going to go to a steampunk event, and I slept instead. So, I have equipped my goggle hat. Ooh, that's better. And thus, we shall be investigating Sir, You Are Being Hunted. Get rid of that old save from earlier when I was testing. And we shall start a new game. Now, I can choose between Sir or Madam. I'm going to stick with Sir, because I am. And then we get to choose our profession. We have a choice between the aristocrat, the honourable choice, jolly good show, the gamekeeper, who gets an awful lot of equipment to start with, the inventor, bit harder to play though, the officer, the cook, the artist, the old soak, and that's the choice. I'm going to go with the aristocrat because, well, why wouldn't you? Now we get to choose the world. The world is procedurally generated, so it's different every time you create it. And we can choose the different options. It randomises kind of each time. I'm going to set them so we've got one of each on each island. We have a choice of rural, fens, castle, industrial or mountain. So, Centre Island, as you can see, can only be rural or the custom option. I haven't played with the custom settings yet. Beyond that, as I say, you have fens, castle, industrial and mountain. So, one of each. So we get to see some of the different terrains, assuming we survive that long. And now we hit build, and watch my computer grind to a halt while it generates the terrain. So here we go. This will take a minute or two, unfortunately. I imagine faster PCs probably process this a lot quicker, but never mind. So there we go, it'll generate each island in turn. So that's North Island done. I quite like the way it fills the kind of general layout in on the map as it generates each island. It kind of gives you an idea of what they might look like. There's a key binding for maps in the game. I've yet to actually find a map, so I have no idea whether these do accurately represent what you see on the ground, but from the few test games I've done, they do seem to be different on this image each time, so I'm assuming they're a form of representation of what the islands are actually going to look like. So that's 2 done. Kind of stalled on the East Island. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sometimes the islands get this kind of weird, at least on this map. As I say, I've not done much exploring yet, but sometimes they get this kind of weird split down the middle. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly how that turns out in the real game. Oh, there we go. East Island's clearly West Island rather clearly the one we said was mountainous, and then the medium island should generate in. Eventually, there we go.
Sir, if you can hear this, then the experiment has gone terribly wrong. I fear you may be trapped on the archipelago, but don't panic. The standing stones should be nearby. With them, and some luck, you may still be able to escape. Listen very carefully, and you might just survive. I am afraid pieces of the device are now scattered across the islands. They became quite hot during the experiment, so perhaps you could look for the smoke. Bring any you find back to the standing stones, then we should be able to get you home. I'm dreadfully sorry, sir, but this does mean postponing dinner preparations. I do hope you remember to eat something. You must try to keep your strength up. Perhaps some tea and biscuits from one of the nearby houses? The residents won't mind because they're not at home. Oh, and do be careful, sir. You're being hunted.
So that was our butler. At least I think that's who he is. He will give us sort of random bits of advice as we go through and discover new things. Kind of acts as a tutorial for us. So you always spawn in at the standing stones. Ooh, not seen one of those before. Okay. Oh dear. Balloon nearby, right. Well, you always get three things here. You always see a corpse. Which give us the binoculars, which are very useful.
Now you can observe your pursuers while keeping a safe distance.
Yes, thank you. I think we can use the alarm clock to distract the hunters. Same with the bottle, and we'll need the food. From the few I've tried, this seems to be fairly common on what you find on this guy. And then he stops sparking and making noises. We have our middle standing stone. I won't save just yet because there is always a piece of the device
Excellent.
right by.
Found. Return that fragment to the standing stones and leave it there.
Yep.
You'll be one step closer to home.
So,
Forgive me, sir, but perhaps it's worth mentioning that your tweeds should keep you well hidden, provided you keep to the heavier foliage.
basically there's a very limited camouflage system, which this visibility indicator helps us with. But yeah, these fragments of the device are huge. They take up a giant portion of the inventory. So when you're carrying one, you can't carry a lot of other stuff, which does cause problems. So we'll dump that in the device.
A few more of those, and we can activate the device.
And we shall save. And then I'm going to equip the binoculars, because you can see the little bit of red in the balloon. That's one of the robots that's hunting us. The red kind of tells you what direction they're facing in. They've actually added colourblind options as well for people to edit this, which is quite nice. And these shine a giant spotlight down. I presume you really don't want to get caught in that spotlight. I've I've never seen one of these structures before, so I'm kind of interested to see. There's also some smoke over there as well, so that might be another device piece. We've also got some houses this way, and a robot patrolling. 2 in fact, yes. Ooh, quite a few. So I think we'll give that bit a skip at the moment because we do not have any weapons at all. Yeah, that town does not look safe. So, ooh, crikey. Yeah. Right. Let's move out of the way of that balloon. Jump over the fence. Now, you will sometimes disturb birds and things which can attract the robots. So kind of sort of sticking to this dense grass is quite handy for evading notice. As you can see, they kind of start you off, it's very near sunset. Okay. Ah, now this isn't a piece of the device. This...
I know you're not used to preparing your own meals, sir. But I'm sure you can master roasting game on an open fire. That smoke can be seen for miles, however, so do be quick.
Well, we don't have any matches, and we don't have any game. Presumably there's a way to hunt game. I've yet to discover that.
It looks like there's something useful in there. Oh, and if you find anything edible, don't look at it too closely.
So, well, we have some matches. It's good. This tower thingy doesn't appear to have any entrances. So, our vitality is dropping. We haven't got many supplies. So, let us explore this town, I think. Yes, I can't see any robots. Now, you might notice as you get closer to the buildings, they don't really get any more detail. This is a relatively low budget game, but it's quite fun. You'll also notice you don't actually enter the houses, you just kind of search them from the outside. A set of pliers, probably going to be very useful. I don't think we're desperate enough to eat rats just yet. We have got a canned pie. We'll take a pipe though. Ah. I don't know how well that noise is coming through on the stream. But that is a robot. There he is. So we'll crouch down. These wisp things. Yeah, there he is. Now, you can't engage them hand to hand. I have tried and failed many times, so we need to find some sort of projectile weapon at some point. But at the moment, I have no idea how you actually engage them. Presumably you can also make traps. So he's probably got a fairly predictable route. Let's keep to the dark and the back alley, so if we can. Because a lot of these houses usually have back entrances. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. That's potentially very useful. I'm kind of worried about the stuff that says dubious. I don't know what effect it has. We may eventually end up having to munch down on it though. So let's see. Let's raid a few more houses, see what we can find. Door there. Ooh, some tea. A second alarm clock. And that's all. But some tea will come in very, very handy. Tea solves everything. What? There's the door. Some mouldy bread. Some unpleasant eggs. So I'm just sort of leaning around the corners here. Kind of very cautious of the light. Ah, dense fruitcake. It's probably going to come in handy. These make good traps, I think. Pretty much all the houses, right. That robot has disappeared off into the distance. I did see a church over that way though. Sadly I don't think you can get to the top of them. Just want to show you something though. They all have randomly generated names for the towns. Hedge Bucket, I like that. So, there's another town that way. That balloon is still circling. There is some smoke there, which means we're probably going to have to head that way. So, I vote we go via this barn here. See if we can get a better vantage point, because it's still not entirely certain which way that balloon is headed. Oh, right, yes. The compass at the top of the screen. The circle always points to the standing stones. These pentagons point to boats to the other islands. We start on the centre island. Okay, there's a robot there. Found something to attack. Which I don't like the sound of. Not sure what he's shooting at there. It could well be us. Ooh. There is something very spooky about this game, I find. When you just see that little glimpse of red, or just hear that little bit of mechanical noise. I think we may have just been spotted. The guy's still shooting at something. So we're well hidden here. I think the smoke here might be another fire. Don't think it's one of the device pieces. Yes. That text seems legit. Yeah, sure it does. Gonna stick to this side of the wall. Right, our vitality's getting very, very low. So I think what we'll do is we'll eat the apple, which hasn't had much impact at all. Right. I'm going to keep the vitality fairly high. If we do take damage and have to run away, you don't regenerate the health unless your vitality is high. Right, now, because that robot's still shooting at something that I can't see, I'm going to sneak here. But I would very much like to come out of crouch. Right now, I don't like all the gunshots going off. Let's see if we can find the door. Ooh, a bear trap. Excellent. Some cat food. Awesome. Right, let's stand up. Come around this side. Okay. Get behind this bramble. Come up to the rise here. Smoke was over in this direction, I think. Okay. There it is. Over by that big tree. Now with daylight, the robots actually become a bit harder to spot, which is a bit of a problem. It looks like it's just another campfire type arrangement, yep. And there you can see the robots are over here now. Some blackberries. I think we'll eat those. There we go. So they're all headed off to that town there, which is the one we've already explored. Oh, there we go. Ow. Run away.
Let's chase after it. Lost the way.
Some delicious local stout. Excellent.
Round here somewhere. Round here somewhere. Find the trespasser. Find the trespasser.
I can hear him. I hope this has worked out well enough to dodge. Ooh, this place has got some sherry. Don't want to carry too much though. I think we've escaped by the skin of our teeth. But yeah, that gives you an idea of just what the range these robots have got on them for spotting you. Whew. Right. No idea what the musical instrument for. It said the robotic arms. I like that. No, it said they love a tune. I'm not sure I want to be the person playing a trombone near a bunch of robots. Is it a trombone? Kind of. So they're kind of marching off in quick succession over there. So that means this town is currently empty. Something to distract them with. Ooh, whiskey. That looks good. It's improved our vitality quite a bit. There we go, we're regenerating health now. Ooh, interesting. Ah, I see a piece of meteor. That could be the one we already found there. King's Cove. Please drive carefully. Yeah, that's funny, because look how close we actually are to the standing stones. Don't know where those robots went in the end. We've done a long circuit and only found one piece. But it's nice and close, so...
Splendid. But do be careful finding the next one.
Save that game. So we've got 3 left on each island now.
Be very observant, sir. Startled wildlife could help you to spot your pursuers. The eyes and ears of local fauna might be sharper than your own.
Almost certainly sharper than my own. I see some robots. I think those ones are like a gamekeeper type. Oh look, a rabbit. Which we can do nothing about. Okay, so that attracts their attention. Ow. Oh, and here comes the balloon. Well, now we know what happens.
Be very observant, sir. Startled wildlife could help you to spot your
Oh,
pursuers.
that's where they ended up.
The eyes and ears of local fauna might be sharper than your own.
Okay, well, we'll give those houses a wide berth for a bit. Because we still don't have any way of dealing with them. I'm wondering if you can sneak up behind them and steal from them, maybe. Get their guns somehow. Either that, we're sort of kind of reliant on finding a robot corpse somewhere, I suppose. Alright, let's get over here. Stick to these bushes for a bit. See if we can see any more bits of smoke. Okay. Quite wary out here. There's a lot of rocks and not a great amount of cover. Kind of want to see what's down here. Oh, we're near a boat, so we're near one of the coastlines. Sort of a little lake in the middle of the island. That's quite interesting. Right, we've got a robot there. And that's just the one. Oh goody, he saw us. No idea if this is going to work or not. Apparently not. Oh! Ah! What on earth is that? This island is very, very strange. And I don't think I can actually get out of here. Oops. Yeah, some sort of robot signal stuff. Awesome. Okay.
Be very observant, sir. Startled wildlife could help you to spot your pursuers. The eyes and ears of local fauna might be sharper than your own.
So what we've learned so far is that Keab is very, very bad at evading detection. And that also I still haven't figured out how we actually deal with these robots other than avoiding detection. So, there's that. Oh look, ammunition. I'm sure that's useful. If we actually had a revolver. I'm going to put the trombone away. Was that aimed at us? Yes, it was. So I've thrown away our only bottle. But I think that worked. Yeah, I think I actually distracted the guy. I wonder. No, they're in a pack of 3. If we could get one on its own, we would probably be alright. But when there's a pack of 3 of them, I don't trust my abilities. Now there's a boat this way. Obviously we've not explored the full extent of this island yet. But I do quite fancy trying a different island. Just to see what it looks like. So here's the boat dock. Ah! Now what I will do then, other than the standing stones, your other save points are boats. Obviously visibility out here is ridiculously high. But there we go. So it's white smoke for the device pieces, black smoke is fires. That's
There are a
useful to
number
know.
of islands in the archipelago. Each of them is likely to have fragments of the device for you to collect. Try not to get lost.
Full of useful advice, isn't he? Oh! Whew. I guess they're to stop you going too deep into the water, but ugh, they remind me of a robot version of those multi-headed snake things from Half-Life 1. Right. Mysterious fragments. Right, we've got to go back to the standing stones now. Because you can only ever really carry one of these at once, I think, due to the size of the inventory they take up. Okay, now that balloon could cause us problems. As we saw last time, if they catches a glimpse of you, it kind of alerts everybody to your presence, and I have no idea how easy they are to avoid once you've been spotted. And night is falling. That might help us somewhat. Picking my way through the rocks here, right. What have we got? We've got 3 robots there. And another boat dock, right. I presume they're on patrol. They're possibly one of the 3s that have been giving us problems. They are all headed that way. This gives us some nice cover. So if you drop down inside this, your visibility is almost nothing. This might be the way to sneak up on the robots. Right. Okay, ducking down because I saw one over there. The balloon, fortunately, is headed that way. There's one. 2, in fact. Warple and Tat Tweed Wholesalers. stay in this field, skirt the edge of the village. Alright, there's our pylon thing. So that means it's, yeah, it's kind of the other side of this village. Balloon has disappeared off into the distance. So we'll use a bit of land cover to dodge the bots. Sneak here, aiming for this house door here. Nothing useful. Torch. Oh, canned pie. Excellent. Sneak. Okay. Remember to take the binoculars back off. Wait until they're both looking the other way. I think they didn't see us. We've headed back towards the balloon. There we go, there's the standing stones. I think we're going to need to just chill out here for a minute or two. Maybe enjoy some pie. Ooh, pie's good for vitality, excellent. So just while he's searching these standing stones, we will stay very still. Be very quiet. I'm being hunted by wobots. Yeah, right over the standing stones. Now he's moving off. Ooh. Okay. Kind of sort of searches an area underneath himself. Right. Back here.
Excellent. We're making progress. You might survive this after all.
He has far more faith in me than I do. Right. I think I'm going to leave it there for now, because I need to figure out if there is a way to get a pistol and or deal with those robots. So, this has been Sir, you are being hunted.